Ryan, first talk me through the support here tonight and having so many people close to you.
Yeah, it was huge to have everybody here, especially considering we were out west for a couple of years, right? Not as many people could get out there to see us play, and so to have high school friends, former players from Lenore-Ryan, former players from UNC Charlotte when I coached here in town, it was really special. My wife's mom's here, my parents obviously made the trip over, so yeah, it's really cool.
Bit of a homecoming, even though it's not exactly home, but
no doubt.
ton of support.
Certainly you see familiar faces like that, it warms your heart. Obviously I was focused on the game, so I didn't see any of them before the game, but to see them now is cool.
I think they had one field goal in the last 7 minutes. What did you guys figure out defensively down the stretch?
Yeah, I think the guys just began to switch a little bit better. We stayed in front of them a little bit better. We forced them deeper into the clock. We were scoring. The offense was taking shape. At that point, during the game, it was not an easy game by any stretch. We have so much respect for Davidson and Coach McKillop and their program here. They're really tough to guard. They challenge you in transition. They challenge you with their cutting and their movement. And they certainly, at the beginning of that second half, were getting the better of us, getting to the free throw line, and then we began to kind of whittle it away, play after play, and fortunately enough, we were able to finish it out. Toby's free throws obviously were huge, 7 for 8 from the free throw line, big deal, 12 assists, 6 turnovers, forcing them into 12 and only having 9 assists, was an important factor for us as well. And a lot of different contributors, and just proud of the effort.
You preempted my question. Tell me how big that guy was down the stretch. And his athleticism, that lob took the air out of this place.
Yeah, he was huge the whole game. He defended really well. He was aggressive, in terms of rebounding the basketball. He was determined to get defensive rebounds for our team. He was communicating on defense, and obviously getting fouled, and having to, come up big and make those free throws. It's a big deal. For our program, for him in particular, and his growth, overall as a player.
Max just 3 points in the last game. He was obviously feeling it from outside tonight. Yeah. What are you telling a shooter like that when you have an off game?
Everybody on the bench, on our team, support staff, everybody loves it when Max shoots. Max can really shoot the basketball. And sometimes, people close out on him really fast, and he thinks, okay, maybe I need to drive this one, but he's got such a beautiful shot. You want to see him use it because it can be a weapon.
Zeb hit some huge free throws down the stretch. How big was his return? Did it lift everybody else up?
Yeah, no question. His defense was awesome, right? Jay Nell's defense was great. We had to mix the lineup some, today, and I thought the guys handled that extremely well. Because all of a sudden you add another guy back in the fold, and you're at full strength. And I thought our guys handled it, really, really well. Zeb, the poise to make those free throws down the stretch, was huge.
You've touched on this already, but points in the paint and rebounding is how they were really
they were dominating early 14-2 in the first half.
What did you guys figure out in that regard?
Yeah, I think we weren't giving up the layups, right? The cuts, they did get one cut, in the second half on a backdoor, but I thought our guys did a nice job of staying with it, keeping a chest in front of them, and forcing a little bit harder shot. But you're not going to shut them out. And, I thought our guys, just stayed with it.
Did you switch anything up on Cochera? He was really getting on Cochera. Yeah, he was getting to the rim early, tremendous. Not so much in the second half.
Yeah, we just tried to stay in front of him a little bit more, right, and be there on the catch. I think we were in that stretch, certainly in the first half, where I ended up having to call the timeout. We were just a little bit on our heels. We would relax when we were away from the ball. And you can't do that against this team. You can't relax on the ball. You can't relax off the ball. I think we relaxed a little bit too much. He was able to attack us and made some really good plays going to the basket. And then in the second half, we just tried to stay a little bit, be there, but not get beat.
Quick turnaround now. Another shot at Bonaventure. The opponent you guys have already played this year. Thoughts ahead of that one and what you guys can do differently this time around against them?
They're obviously a great team. They played a great game against us. The first conference game of the season. They're really tough. In that home environment. They're tough anywhere. They're really well coached. I haven't watched the game from yesterday yet, but they do have a day of prep ahead of us, because we're playing this late game here, so we've got to catch up, pretty quickly. But yeah, a lot of respect for them. We know it's going to be a tough battle anytime you play St. Bonaventure.
I imagine you haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but Richmond took down Dayton earlier. Any response to that outcome? They're now undefeated at the top of the conference.
I think it's just the nature of this conference right now. It's a lot of good teams. Each and every night you're going to have to battle. This obviously was a huge battle. Could have gone either way. I don't know anything about that game. I'm sure it's probably a similar situation. You're seeing OTs all around the country, triple overtimes, 2 OT. Like you're seeing a very balanced conferences, throughout. So, every game that you play in the A-10 is going to be tough.
We had some VCU chants, I think, from that corner down the stretch.
Oh, yeah.
There, is it nice to have the traveling support pretty consistently with y'all?
Yeah, the support here was amazing. I mean, our fans travel. It's well known for that, right? When VCU comes in the building, they're going to be there for you, and we're really thankful for all those that travel to this game.